How has the education industry been reinvented? Hi, and welcome to another Bernica video. In this video, we're going to talk about education and how it has changed over the last few decades. And we're going to learn a lot of vocabulary and improve our English while doing so. Let's get started with a few words. Let's start with the word personalized learning. Personalized learning. This is a learning that happens where you are given customized material and the opportunity to learn based on your own needs. This is where you learn based on what you really need to learn. So personalized learning. You can use it for different things, personalized education, personalized whatever. Let's take a look at the meaning here. Personalized learning is tailored education to meet individual needs. Different people have different needs. So this is an education where people receive what they really need. That's the first word we want to use. Another one is data analytics. Data analytics is about the process of analyzing data to make informed decisions. So data analytics is about how we use data and analyze it to provide the best service, to make informed decisions. So those are the two words we want to use: data analytics and personalized learning. We want to use them to answer the question, how has the education industry been reinvented? So my response would be, the education industry has gone through huge shifts where now we can provide personalized learning experience for our students, which means they can have one-on-one lessons with a teacher from across the world instantly, just by the use of internet, and using data analytics and other technologies and sciences, we can make sure that they receive the best type of tailored experience they can possibly have. So that was my try at trying to use these two words, personalized learning and data analytics. I also would like to encourage you to pause the videos right after I introduce the new words, so you can try and use them in conversation and hopefully improve your speaking. Now let's take a look at the response here. The education industry has also been reinvented through the rise of personalized learning. With the help of AI and data analytics, educators can now create customized learning plans that cater to each student's strengths and weaknesses. This personalized approach has been shown to improve student outcomes and making learning more effective and enjoyable. So it talks about how learning is now more effective and enjoyable because of the use of these different technologies. But let's read it part by part. The education industry has been reinvented. We're using the passive voice here, has been reinvented through the rise of personalized learning. Through means by the means of or using, but we already know that from a previous video. Through the rise of, and rise of is growth or popularity of something. Through the rise of personalized learning. We already talked about personalized learning. It means tailored education to meet individual needs. As an example, personalized learning allows students to progress at their own pace with content suited to their strength. So you can study at your own pace, which means using the speed that is comfortable for you. With the help of AI, artificial intelligence AI, with the help of AI and data analytics, which is the process of analyzing data to make informed decisions, educators can now create customized learning plans. Educators, who are educators? Teachers, those who provide education. Those who provide education are educators. For example, educators use AI to create more effective personalized learning experiences. So educators can now create customized learning plans that cater to. So what does it mean? Cater to is to provide, but I think we've already studied this in a previous video. When you cater to someone, it means you provide a service to them that cater to each student's strength and weaknesses. This personalized approach has been shown to, this is an interesting structure. It's used when something has been proven, like, scientifically maybe proven, has been shown to. This personalized approach has been shown to improve student outcomes. What are outcomes? These are results and effects. So the outcome of your lesson is learning. Outcomes means results. They have been shown to improve outcomes. Let's take a look at an example using the word outcome. Personalized learning has been shown to improve student outcomes significantly. All right, making learning more effective and enjoyable. So that was the first response to this question in this video about how education has been reinvented. We tried to learn some words while answering this. Now we're going to continue to another response and another set of vocabulary. Let's first learn the word solely. Solely. Solely means only or exclusively. Only or exclusively. Let's see an example. The course doesn't solely rely on exams, but also includes practical projects. The course doesn't solely rely on exams, but also includes practical projects. So we're talking about a course, a learning course, where you don't only have exams, but you also have practical projects. So solely is used as it means only or exclusively. That's the first one for this response. Another one is critical thinking. Critical thinking, it's the ability to analyze and evaluate information. When you have critical thinking, you don't accept whatever you're told. You think, you analyze the information, and you try to make up your own mind and try to be creative. So that's critical thinking, the ability to analyze and evaluate information. As an example, critical thinking is essential for solving problems, solving complex problems in project-based learning. So let's use these two words, solely and critical thinking, and talk about how education industry has been reinvented. You can pause the video at this point and try and give your own response to improve your speaking. And I can also give you mine. I believe education has changed a lot because now teachers don't solely focus on transferring information to students, which used to be true. There used to be a time when the sole focus of the class was the transfer of knowledge from the teacher to the students. But that is partly true today, still what is happening, but it's not the sole purpose of the class. That's not what the teachers solely do. Now we also try to help students with developing their skills, including critical thinking. Now they are trying to make sure that students are equipped with critical thinking and can analyze data themselves and come up with their own conclusions. So this is a huge progress. So that's my attempt at using solely and critical thinking. Now let's take a look at the text here. Project-based learning is another way the education industry has been reinvented. Instead of focusing solely on exams and tests, students work on real-world projects that require critical thinking, problem-solving, and collaboration. This hands-on approach helps students develop practical skills that are directly applicable to their future careers. So my response was a little bit different than this. Here it talks about how students now think about real-world problems, real-world projects, and they develop their critical thinking and problem-solving and collaboration. It's a hands-on approach. We've talked about this before, hands-on. It's practical. Now, let me read it part by part. Project-based learning is another way the education industry has been reinvented. Project-based learning. It's a learning based on projects, problems, and critical thinking. Instead of focusing solely on exams and tests, students work on real-world projects that require critical thinking, problem-solving, and collaboration. This hands-on approach, we talked about the word hands-on before, it's practical, helps students develop practical skills. So what does it mean to develop skills? It means to improve or acquire abilities. To improve or acquire abilities is develop skills. For example, students develop skills like teamwork and problem solving through hands-on projects. You can develop your skills in classroom if you have the right mentor who can provide good exercises for you that are directly applicable. So what does the word applicable mean? Applicable is relevant or suitable for a particular purpose. Something that is applicable, it is helpful to you and you can use it. It comes from the word apply, which means to use something. For example, the skills learned in this course are directly applicable to the workplace. That's amazing. You ideally want a class where what you learn is applicable in your job. Okay, let's continue to their future careers. So what is a career? It's a profession or occupation. Your job, your occupation, your career, they are similar words. For example, the program prepares students for successful careers in their chosen fields. Yeah, so this is another way the education industry has been reinvented. It is now more focused on people's careers and career progress rather than just teaching them things that may or may not be useful or applicable for them. So that was our second response. Let's take a look at some words for the third one. Here we can learn the word pace. We've talked about this before, but remember the goal of these exercises is not just to teach you like a number of new words, but to help you manage to use them in real life conversations. So we are going to use this here. The word pace means speed or rate of progress. That's the meaning of the word pace. For example, with the rapid pace of technological change, continuous learning has become essential. With the rapid pace, it means a high speed. With the rapid pace of technological change, continuous learning has become essential. Another word could be shifting. Shift means change. Shift means change, and shifting is changing, moving from one state to another. Let's look at an example. The shifting focus towards lifelong learning reflects the need for ongoing education in a fast-paced world. Fast-paced world. I think previously I told you about the pronunciation of words that end in ed. And if the letter before ed is S or C, then or some other letters like K, P, F, and SH, and CH, and X, I told you that the pronunciation of that ed becomes a T sound. So here we don't say paste, but rather paced, fast-paced, in a fast-paced world. Anyways, back to the point. Here we're talking about the words pace and shift or shifting. The shifting focus toward lifelong learning reflects the need for ongoing education in a fast-paced world. So let's use these words shift and pace to talk about how education has been reinvented. So you can pause the video now and give your response. And my response would be, in a world where a lot has changed and there is a shifting focus on lifelong learning due to the fast-paced technological advancements, it's super important to have access to good courses to make sure that you're always learning and improving. So that's why now we have platforms that try to teach you things. It's in demand. I mean, you need to make sure that you are making progress, that you're learning new things, including your language skills, because we live in a fast-paced world where new technology is introduced every day. So you just need to be able to use those new things and new technologies. So you need to keep learning and improving. This shift might be a little bit difficult because if you consider how humans have lived for thousands of years, we live in a very special moment where we need to keep learning until our 60s and 70s. Like, we need to live, basically we need to learn as long as we live. But this didn't used to be true in the past. Like, imagine the human who lived 1,000 years ago. He would learn most of what he needed in his childhood. Let's say he was a farmer. So you would learn farming in your childhood, and then you would live your life. But now we live in a fast-paced world, so things are different, and there is a shifting focus towards lifelong learning, where you need to keep learning until as long as you live. So this is a huge change. Now, that was my response, and I tried to use the words pace and shift multiple times. I tried to use it as much as possible. All right, now we can take a look at the text here. The shift towards lifelong learning has also reinvented the education industry. With the pace of technological change, more people are returning to education throughout their lives to stay competitive in the job market. This has led to the growth of adult education programs, continuing education courses, and professional development opportunities, making education a continuous process rather than a one-time event. So it's saying the same thing, that we need to keep learning. It's not a one-time event. It's a continuous process of learning. By the way, what I explained before about how it might be difficult that now we need to keep learning until we die, I know that it might be a little bit difficult because, considering evolution, our minds and bodies are not formed for this. Maybe that's why there is so much, mental disease and depression and anxiety. I mean, we are not made for continuous learning because considering the whole life of humanity as a species, that's not how we've lived for thousands of years. I know that. And I also believe that we can change that. We can have a positive attitude to the fact that now we not only have to learn, but get to learn. It can be exciting. You can learn using most innovative techniques and enjoy your learning. For example, I use Anki Droid. It's basically flashcards on your phone, and I enjoy it. I mean, it doesn't have to be painful. It can cause anxiety and pressure because you have to learn just to keep your job. But you need to look at this positively and enjoy learning. All right, now I'm going to go back to the text and we're going to review some words. The shift towards lifelong learning, it means the change of paradigm, the change toward that direction. The shift towards lifelong learning has also reinvented the education industry. With the pace of technological change, we talked about the word pace before, it's a speed or rate of progress. With the pace of technological change, more people are returning to education throughout their lives. Throughout means from the beginning to the end, multiple times in their lifetimes. More people are returning to education throughout their lives to stay competitive. What does it mean to stay competitive? It means to stay relevant, to be able to compete with others, to stay competitive in the job market. This has led to the growth of adult education programs, continuing education courses, and the professional development opportunities. What is professional development? Where you need to learn in order to get a promotion, to get a promotion in your job, to go to the next level. Okay, professional development opportunities, making education a continuous process rather than. So what does it mean? Rather than? Rather than is instead of, in place of. Rather than a one-time event. So now it's not a one-time event. Instead, it is a continuous process. Let's see an example with rather than. Education is now seen as a continuous process rather than a one-time event. All right, so we also had the word led to in the text. Led to, this has led to the growth of. Led to is the past form of lead to, and lead to is to result in or to cause. For example, the demand for lifelong learning has led to the expansion of adult education programs. All right, this was the last of the responses for this question of how education industry has been reinvented. We learned lots of words like the words rather than, pace, shift, a career, applicable, critical thinking, solely. I like this word, solely. which is a little bit difficult to pronounce, but anyways, ʻsoʊlli, which means only or exclusively. Also, we learned words like educators or outcomes or personalized learning. I hope it's been helpful to you, and I hope that you've paused the video in the right times to also practice your speaking. If it feels like there's still more to learn because there was a lot of vocabulary, you can watch the video again and give yourself plenty of opportunity to speak and practice this. All right, that's it. I hope you'll all enjoy learning with me. Have a beautiful time.